It's Rick and Sasha with George Wilborn, and that's the kind of motivation we need every single day. Since the death of George Floyd, people have been protesting, and Donald Trump thinks he can invoke martial law.
I will fight to protect you. I am your president of law and order. I am mobilizing all available federal resources, civilian and military, to stop the rioting and looting, to end the destruction and arson. If a city or state refuses to take the actions that are necessary to defend the life and property of their residents, then I will deploy the United States military and quickly solve the problem for them.
Now, I don't know who's over in Trump's ear, but that sounds like martial law to me. And the closest thing to it is the Insurrection Act, which he has no authority to invoke. Now, the Insurrection Act is a temporary replacement of government by military during civil periods of unrest. So that's what we're seeing right now.
Oh, no, that's definitely what they're seeing in Washington, D.C.
Absolutely.
They're being buzzed by Black Hawk helicopters, and it's out of this world.
It is crazy, and this is so destructive. And to say you want to dominate the streets and shoot tear gas to peaceful protesters, we need calmness and compassion to our people.
Tear gas, mace, curfews, rubber bullets.
Oh yeah,
and all the parameters. It's so crazy. Have you all seen the damage these rubber bullets do to a person's face?
Yes.
Like one lady, I don't know if she died or not when I saw her get hit. She's bleeding all over the face from the rubber bullet. And here's something else you need to know about the Insurrection Act. Presidents don't have the power to invoke it. The only people that can do it, only the governors are in charge of that.
Of those states.
But there's one person that he has to take it up with first, and this person ain't down with it. We're going to talk about that in 10 minutes. It's Rick and Sasha with George Wilborn. It's Rick and Sasha with George Wilborn. All right, so we've been talking about the Insurrection Act, which is kind of like martial law. They enforce curfews. They set up parameters so people cannot move around too much. There's non-lethal force like tear gas, mace, rubber bullets, etc. So the president doesn't have the authority to invoke martial law. So there's something called the Insurrection Act, which is a temporary replacement of government, during times like this. So military, they kind of control that during these times of unrest. So this is kind of what we're seeing right now. So the Secretary of Defense, Mark Esper, he said,
racism is real in America, and we must all do our very best to recognize it, to confront it, and to eradicate it. I've always been proud to be a member of an institution, the United States military, that embraces diversity and inclusion and prohibits hate and discrimination in all forms. More often than not, we have led on these issues. And while we still have much to do on this front, leaders across DOD and the services take this responsibility seriously, and we are determined to make a difference. I say this not only as Secretary of Defense, but also as a former soldier and a former member of the National Guard. The option to use active duty forces in a law enforcement role should only be used as a matter of last resort, and only in the most urgent and dire of situations. We are not in one of those situations now. I do not support invoking the Insurrection Act.
I'm not with that. He got the memo. He got the memo that black lives do matter.
That's right.
Now,
how long he gonna be in that job? Okay,
that's the question. That's the question, Sasha.
He's against the president.
Not much longer.
Right.
But what y'all think, y'all? Hit us up, 888-909-1514. And coming up, Sasha's got those birthdays, anniversaries, and celebrations.